You know those nagging urges, right? The late-night scroll through your phone, that sudden craving for sugar, or the pull towards a habit you just know isn't good for you? But what if those compulsions, what if they aren't failures of willpower at all? What if they're actually an opportunity for something way, way deeper? And boom. Right there, this idea flips the whole script. We're constantly told we're addicted to things, but maybe that's not the real story. What if our habits are actually a form of self-medication, a kind of anesthesia we use to numb ourselves, just to avoid the discomfort of being still with our own thoughts and feelings? So, that brings us to our first big idea, the pleasure anesthesia. It's this numbing little trap that so many of us fall into when we reach for that quick, easy fix.
So what does this look like in real life? Well, it's the endless scrolling when you know you should be sleeping. It's the mindless snacking. It's even getting drawn into relationships that deep down we know aren't good for us. And look, these aren't just random bad habits. There are attempts, whether we realize it or not, to get some relief from self-awareness. It's a way to avoid facing what some call our shadow in those quiet moments.
And here's the real kicker. That temporary relief, that little hit of fake pleasure, it doesn't actually satisfy what we're truly hungry for. In fact, it does the exact opposite. It just digs the hole deeper. It creates an even stronger craving for genuine connection, for purpose, for real meaning. It's a total vicious cycle.
Okay, so if our cravings aren't the enemy we need to crush, then what are they? This leads us to a pretty radical idea. What if they're actually messengers?
You can really see the difference between these two ways of thinking. The common view just heaps shame on us, right? It tells us we're weak, that we lack willpower. But this other view, which is inspired by the psychologist Carl Jung, it offers something so much more empowering. It says a craving isn't a failure. It's a message from your soul trying to tell you about a need that you've been ignoring.
So the big shift, the real game changer, is changing the question you ask yourself. We are so conditioned to fight these feelings, to ask, how do I make this stop? But this new approach, it invites curiosity. Instead of resisting that intense energy of the craving, we learn to lean in and ask, hey, what are you trying to tell me? What do I actually need right now?
So, where does this new perspective take us? Well, it leads us to a really practical application, a sort of personal alchemy, the art of turning poison into medicine.
And the name for this practice is emotional fasting. I mean, how cool is that definition? It's not about depriving yourself. It's about alchemy. It's about taking that raw, uncomfortable energy of a craving, the poison, and transforming it into the medicine of self-awareness and meaning. You're not trying to get rid of the feeling, you're actually changing it into something useful.
Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it when that craving hits hard? Let's break down the super simple practical tool at the heart of all this, your 60-second pause.
That's it. All it takes is 60 seconds. The goal isn't some crazy, complicated meditation that takes forever. It's just about creating one tiny gap, a single minute, between the impulse you feel and your automatic reaction.
It's a really simple three-step process. First up, notice. Just notice the urge. Don't fight it, don't run from it, just observe it. Second, pause and name it. Stop for that 1 minute and really try to put a name on the feeling underneath it all. Is it loneliness? Is it boredom, fear? And then, third, choose. Because in that little gap you just created, the automatic spell is broken. You're no longer a puppet on a string. You actually have the power to choose your response.
So what's the big payoff here? What's the ultimate outcome of practicing this? Well, it's about fundamentally changing your entire relationship with yourself and the world around you. Think about that old ritual, that unconscious habit. The second you feel a bit of stress, your hand just automatically reaches for your phone. We've all been there, right? It's a mindless, automatic loop. But by using that 60-second pause, you can write a whole new script. When you feel that stress creep in, instead of reaching for your phone, you might choose to just feel the ground under your feet. Take a deep breath. You're replacing an act of numbing with an act of presence. It sounds simple, but trust me, it is profound.
And that right there, that is the ultimate transformation. You shift from being a passive consumer of whatever distraction is available to numb how you feel, to becoming an active creator of meaning in your own life. You get to decide how to respond to your inner world instead of just letting it control you.
So look, the goal here isn't about achieving some kind of perfection or getting rid of all your cravings forever. It's about completely changing your relationship with them, seeing them not as a problem to be solved, but as a messenger to be heard. And that leaves us with one final powerful question. What craving are you ready to finally listen to today?